You know, film has always been a medium that celebrates artistic approaches to aspects of our society, as commonplace or sensitive as they may be. Over the course of several years, the emphasis on these matters has gotten derailed by the agenda. Which is why I was excited to watch Melania, a documentary on the greatest First Lady in American history, that gives us, the audience, the privilege of seeing what 20 days with her would look like.
And then we begin.
Yep.
She answers questions everyone's been asking. What's going on with Melania? So here's a film titled Melania, about Melania, produced by Melania and narrated by Melania. So you just know it's authentic.
Yes! More of that, please. More of that, my girl.
Especially with our unique way of pronouncing certain words.
So this is the coupe.
It adds such a unique flair to the English language. There's some interesting musical choices, which I'm sure Mrs. Trump had a hand in selecting. It starts with the song Gimme Shelter by the Rolling Stones, because we should be sheltering people like Melania with good genes who came to America legally instead of immigrants with higher melanin counts, illegal or otherwise. Because the Trumps believe jobs should go to qualified straight white males, the film is co-produced and directed by Brett Ratner.
Now let me take a wild guess here. You're Brett, right?
You may remember him from such productions as Rush Hour, Prison Break, and No Brett, You Can't Follow Me Into the Bathroom.
Check out the big brain on Brett.
As soon as Hollywood started turning woke because of Brie Larson and her cronies,
Is that like a personal attack or something?
efforts were made to eject giants of the industry from Tinseltown, giants like Harvey Weinstein and Ratner himself, solely for the sin of being straight white males. He's forced to flee America, but at least he ends up in Israel, a wonderful country that, just like Brett, is perpetually prosecuted for doing absolutely nothing wrong. And as in a great tale from that country, Ratner returns as the prodigal son to direct the greatest documentary of all time.
Yes! More of that, please. More of that, my girl.
Now, the woke media will criticize this film as lacking tact and being poorly timed, since it flaunts the First Lady's opulence during a period that most Americans can't afford. What's that old-fashioned word, Donald?
Groceries. It's a very simple word, groceries. It's like an old-fashioned word.
Groceries, that's it. And honestly, nothing could be further from the truth. What better way to work your way out of financial struggle than to be reminded by a billionaire's wife that the best thing to do is to grab yourself by your bootstraps and improve your conditions. You too can dine on golden eggs and caviar. It just takes some knee pat, a little elbow grease. She's also an equal opportunity employer, but in the right way. She has a few Asians on staff,
Yeah, they were all yellow.
but they're tasked with the more menial chores and all under the guidance of a superior straight white male supervisor. And you can tell this supervision is required because Melania has to keep making corrections to the wardrobe.
We have few changes to
Okay.
make. So here it needs to be tighter. A little bit bigger. Can we do just a touch higher? The points needs to be on the floor. Don't touch this.
When her husband is plagued by false accusations revolving around Epstein, she stands by him and in an inspirational moment designs a dress based on the redacted Epstein files, taking their enemy's greatest weapon and turning it into a source of empowerment. Nice try, Dems.
Try it again, stupid.
She also reminds us she's a total treadwife, nurturing her son Baron. The last time he lived in the White House, Baron was 10. At age 19, he asked that the room remain exactly the same. It's a reminder to us straight white males that despite being accused of inappropriate behavior, we should never change. Keep it up, Baron. You ever run for president, you've got my vote. Melania helps oversee preparations for the inauguration because, like a total tradwife, she understands that her husband can't be bothered with things like decorations and menu choices because that's the woman's job. And she does it with the grace and aplomb of the only First Lady to ever come back to the White House for a second term.
Here we go again.
Yes! More of that, please. More of that. that, my girl.
Welcome back, Melania. You should have never left. She's also in charge of hiring new staff for this momentous occasion, and it's refreshing to see the successful applicants are people with good genes instead of DI hires. And when you get good genes, you get good sense.
Those Hollywood people, you trust them?
No, absolutely not.
Yep, those same Hollywood people who shun poor Brett for absolutely no reason. In making the necessary preparations, she taps into her education in architecture. Now, the woke media likes bringing up that Melania dropped out of college in her first year and never earned a degree, but again, it's a reminder that there are many ways to get ahead in life, like marrying a billionaire and helping him pull up those bootstraps. But we have to remember that nobody's perfect. Because she's so busy, she misses her husband's televised appearance.
Did you watch it?
I did not. I had meetings all day, so
Try and watch it.
I will see it. Yeah, I will see it on the news.
Notice how she immediately obeys hubby and says she'll watch it as soon as possible.
Yes. More of that, please. More of that, my girl.
Wow. You know, in a world filled with feminists, SJWs, and women who still think they should have the right to vote, seeing a wife like Melania at the highest office gives this old boozer hope that I too might find love. In the meantime, I'll just hang out with Alexis. The Trumps have to attend Jimmy Carter's funeral, but since he was a Democrat who voted for desegregation, Melania does what a Trumps are famous for: make it about her.
January 9th is the day my mother passed away 1 year ago. President Carter passed away unexpectedly, and we weren't supposed to be in Washington until the inauguration.
They probably did it on purpose.
Wow, such inspiration. She musters up the courage to pay respect to her late mother in a famous cathedral. We don't see Donald. I'm sure he's somewhere in the back making sure the altar boys are okay. During the entire documentary, Melania maintains a neutral facial expression even when watching wildfires ravage part of California. It just proves her fortitude in the face of tragedy. I'm sure Donald can't contest that she even makes the same face during their more intimate moments. She also takes time out of her busy schedule to meet with an Israeli former hostage of Hamas. Because we have to cater to Israeli interests. Because we have to highlight the great injustices done to Israelis, even to this day, for absolutely no reason. She even delivers a message that was shamelessly stolen by that illegal immigrant. Ugh, Bad Bunny.
Only love should be here. No hate should be anywhere in this world. There's too much hate.
But we're here to see Melania, so she wraps it up quickly. I'm sure her husband, whatever his name is, will be fine. After all the work Melania has done to ensure a historic inauguration, there's some bad news. Several sports associations schedule major events on the same day. The official explanation was that events had to be rescheduled due to cold weather, but because I've learned to read between imaginary lines, I know the truth. The woke mob wrangled these associations to reschedule, and the liberal media networks to broadcast them en masse.
Oh man, is he going to be mad his wife wasn't nominated for this.
All in an effort to sabotage Trump. I mean, one of the events was an NBA game, and if there's one group famous for ruining things, it's
the blacks.
Luckily, a number of networks will soon be in conservative hands, putting an end to this witch hunt. Despite all these attempts at sabotage, Melania pulls off the inauguration, and is one for the history books. This has never been done before. No one has ever done anything like this before. They've got the best inauguration ever, better than Sleepy Joe, better than Barack Obama, and it sets off the first steps of making America great again.
The golden age of America begins right now.
Yes. More of that, please. More of that, my girl.
This concludes the promotional package. Your payment will be completed upon... Whoops, shouldn't record that part. In the end, Melania is a refreshing take that was absolutely necessary and arrived at the perfect time, a time when theaters and streaming services are plagued with woke projects under the strict supervision of Brie Larson. And you can tell audiences were hungry for something new, Because as we've read from accounts that definitely aren't bots, tickets for Melania sold out across the country, which is why it grossed $16 million on a $75 million budget.
Yeah.
This number's nothing like it has happened before, ever. It's a landslide.
And according to industry experts, as soon as the film hit Prime, it was streamed by 24 billion people. 24 billion! That's 3 times the population of Earth. Last call before I close up for the night. Melania is so much more than just a simple documentary. It's a message. A message that immigrants can make it in America as long as you've got good genes and don't come from a shithole country. Because we see her go from rural Yugoslavian to powerhouse speaker at the United Nations, the first woman to do so. A message that there's still room in today's society for a tread wife who always obeys and stands by her husband.
Nobody like her.
And that unquestioning loyalty to our leaders is the best way forward. As a matter of fact, I'm going to show my loyalty to another quality film. Predator. There's no one like you, but Melania sure comes close. Alright, story's over. Get out.